life. If you are new to my channel, subscribe, like, share my videos. Today is Sunday, Sew Sunday, where we sew on a Sunday. That's very obvious by the title of every Sunday's video. Anyways, today I'm going to make a quilt because I feel like making something different. Although I have already made one quilt today. Yeah, I know, everyone's saying, show off. No, I really did. I made a quilt today, but it was not very hard. It was a simple quilt, and I did it while I was on Zoom with Becca today. So now that I did one, I'm like,
You were zooming while on Zoom.
Yes, I was zooming on Zoom. So now that I've made one quilt, I want to make another, although I had this one planned. So I even wrote the directions down so I could tell you guys. That way it comes out okay, sort of. So I'm going to use a jelly roll, which Damon bought me this jelly roll for Mother's Day. My son bought this for me. And 1 yard of fabric. I have no idea if it's going to be the right amount, 1 yard, but I really don't care because I'm just going to use 1 yard and 1 jelly roll. So whatever happens, happens, because I really don't want to have to just get accurate measurements by making the whole quilt and then making one for you guys, because you know how that goes. That's just too many quilts. Anyway, who's here, Scotty?
Everybody and anybody. You got a lot of people. Beginning, it's just us babbling. Then it goes everybody.
We got Kathleen here. We got Kim here. Angela's here. Still scrolling. Still scrolling. Wow, you guys are just really talking, weren't you?
Yeah. Waiting on you.
We got Kay Earl here. We got Jim here. We got Rowena, Suburban, Stephanie, Lisa, Brenda, Joe, June, Paula, Heather, Donna, everybody. Hello, hello, and welcome. So today, like I just said, we're going to make a jelly roll quilt with a jelly roll and 1 yard of fabric.
That's Sarah and June.
Hi Sarah, hi June,
Say hi to that
and
little
hi
guy.
Kathy, and anyone else?
The Earl fellow.
I said hi to Kay Earl.
Oh,
All right,
first time catching you
so
all.
what I'm going to make, and I'm going to show you a block first from my block drawer. This is not the colors, obviously, but this is the block that we're going to make today. Just like this. So simple, so easy. A beginner can do it. This is how simple it is. So we're going back to the beginner stuff, so that way a beginner can make this. And now,
Beginner stuff.
yes, beginner. So if you've never made a block and this is your first time quilting, this is a jelly roll. This is 1 yard of fabric, and we will be making this block.
I like the beginner.
Yep, that way you can make something, and it's always fun to learn how to make something new. So I'm going to start by taking the bow off of here very carefully. And once you open a jelly roll, you know, it's impossible to put it back the way it was. This jelly roll just so happens to have 5 of the same colors, and it's so messy.
They always are, aren't they?
It's got pinked edges, so the pinked edges just make a disaster, so I will be covered in it. But there are quite a few of 5 different prints in here, and I already in my head know my layout because I don't have much to choose from color-wise. So you can see there's 5 different colors, and then I chose this as my background color, which is just a white with little blue hearts and dots on it, because I'm pretty sure you guys can't tell what's on it from there. But since there's blue in here and white in here, I just figured
I can move that
be,
camera closer if you want.
No, I figured it would be the best. And you're wondering what the little tag is? Well, you guys, some of you don't know if you're new to my channel. All of my fabric on my shelves, except for the stuff I've used and haven't recounted in a year, they usually have a tag on them with how much yardage is on my little bolts here. So, just in case you were wondering what that was. So, I'm going to take this nice stack and I'm going to toss it out of the way for a second so that I can cut from my yardage.
Hi, Janice.
Hello, hello, welcome. So we're going to start by cutting for now, I'm just going to cut 5 1.5-inch strips from my yardage. Just for now, just 5 1.5-inch strips from this. And
Hi Rita, hi Vivian.
hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'm not ironing anything yet.
I said, yeah, I was gonna say, I thought I'm ironing today.
Scott can iron when I need ironing done. So I have a nice straight line to start with. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to cut 5 1.5-inch strips just to start. So I'm going to line my little ruler up. Cut 5 1.5-inch strips because that is how this block is made, with 2.5-inch and 1.5-inch.
They're saying that's a good idea, labeling the bolt with the yardage amount.
Yeah, it helps me. And then at the end of a year, I usually go back and like recount the ones that I never put back a little piece on them. Haven't done it this year because I'm lazy. 3. I'm going to start with 5 pieces for now because I don't know the exact math. So this is just like a beginner. You don't want to learn your exact math yet? Well, this is how it's done. That is what we're doing today.
Yep, Janice, he's gonna be up and running. Hi Katrina.
Alright. Oops, I only cut 4 because I wasn't paying attention. Let's cut a 5th and pay attention.
Katrina says Sherry has an Excel sheet. I don't know what that is, but...
Oh, for getting it, the math done. Oops, I'm cutting 1.5, not 2.5. Why was I trying to do that?
Hi Sue-Ann.
Welcome. Alright, there's 5.
Hi Jill.
So what I'm going to do is... Ouch! Oh, I hate this just so near a noodle! Sorry, excuse me for a moment while I cuss under my breath. I just hit my knee on the very sharp corner of my desk drawers. I do it so often. So often.
Hi
All right.
Paula. As far as we know, he's doing good. Just saw him the other night and said hi to him.
So not all jelly roll strips, you can see this, are going to be 2.5 inches. So if you want...
June says and he didn't swear, wow.
Yeah, I'm holding back, trust me, it's still stinging. If you want precision, then you're going to have to see where on your jelly roll strip that your 2.5 inch is, because pinked edges, they're never accurate. And it looks like if I lay my 2.5 inch Missouri Star ruler on here, it looks like the inside of the pinking, so that would be the dip down, not the outside, which is the dip up. Some jelly roll strips, the 2.5 is measured at the top of the tip of the pinking. Some is at the dip of the tip pinking. So looks like these jelly roll strips is at the dip, so at the bottom. So we have the pink come down, the pink come up, and my 2.5 inches is within that. So I have to just remember to lay my strips on here for an accurate block on the inside of that pinking, not on the outside, because I really don't want to have to square all those little pinking pieces off, like at all.
Memoirs wants to know which model Panasonic iron you have there.
The Panasonic NI-WL600. That's what I have.
That one. Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's what I have. I'm going to start by cutting off the selvage on one end. I have it opened
that
up.
helps. I can't see. Oh, it's in the dark. Oh well. You can go, sorry.
Okay. I started by opening my jelly roll strip because I'm going to start with one for now, and then I'm going to chain piece more. But for now we're going to make one block so I can show you how it's made. So I cut off my selvage on one end, and I'm going to come over 2.5 inches and cut off a 2.5 inch square.
Hi Beverly.
So I have a 2.5 inch square. I'm going to put that right here with me. And then I'm also going to cut a 4.5 inch piece, 2 4.5 inch pieces I mean, and 2 8.5 inch pieces. So I'm going to cut 2 4.5 inch pieces off of here. just going to line it up. So I got 1 4.5, 2 4.5, and then I'm going to do 2 8.5 inch. So we're going to come over 8.5 right there. And I'm going to cut 2 of those. And if you don't want to use your fold of the fabric, you don't have to. You could just, you know, whatever, but I'm going to use it because I really don't care. It's just a little bump. That's all it is. And 8.5 right there. Leaving me with this, which I'm going to stick aside for later with the quilt. So that's from my jelly roll strip. So I should have 1 2.5 inch square, 2 4.5 inch squares, or rectangles by 2.5, which is the jelly roll strip, and 2 8.5 inch pieces. This is just for one block. The next thing I'm going to do is we'll take a 1.5 inch strip, and I am going to cut the selvage off of that. And I'm going to cut a 2, it's folded in half still. This one I did not open up. I'm going to cut 2 2.5 inch. So here's 2 2.5 inch. And then I'm going to cut 2 4.5 inch. 4. So 2 2.5 inch and 2 4.5 inch from my 1.5 inch strip. And then I'm going to slide over to the sewing machine and we'll make our first block, and then the rest we'll use the chain piecing method.
Do you need water juice or anything?
I have water.
Before we get too far? Okay, well, you got
All
one
right.
behind you too, it looks like.
So I'm going to take my 1.5 inch by 2.5 inch, 1.5 inch by 2.5 inch pieces, and my 2.5 inch square, and I'm going to put one on each side and sew it on.
Hi, Deanne.
Hello, hello. I'm going to grab the second one and I'm going to flip it around so I have one on this side. And now I'm going to flip it around and put one on the opposite side. And again, I'm being 100% aware that I'm on the inside of my pinking. I'm not lining it up at the top edge because, like I said, that pinking is going to get in the way, but I'm going to still build my blocks around it. And I'm going to go ahead and finger press these out towards the 1.5 inch strip. You can plug that iron in now because you can just press this block with it down.
Oh, is it that time?
Alright, so now I have a unit that looks like this. So it's got a 1.5 by 2.5 on each side, and then the 2.5 inch square in the middle. Now, we're going to take our 1.5 by 4.5 inch piece, and we're going to put that right sides together on both sides of this unit.
You're a good teacher. Did I ever tell you that?
Yes. I'm totally realizing that this fabric that I'm using as my background is like 10 times thicker than my fabric for my jelly roll strips.
Yes, ma'am. It's all plugged in and heated.
This in a minute.
Oh, I thought you were ready now. Sorry.
I need this to lay flat. This is thicker. So now I got 1.5 by 4.5 on one side. Just going to take my other 1.5 by 4.5 and place it on the other side. Just like that. So simple. Very, very, very beginner friendly.
Well, they're all saying it's fun to do an easy block.
And this is as simple as it gets. Except for me right now, because I'm using a very thicker fabric. This is probably like a canvas or a duck, because it doesn't feel like 100% quilting
This
cotton.
jelly roll?
Yeah, this one's a lot thicker.
It does feel weird.
But that's okay.
You
Can
gonna be
you
able to
press
use
that
it?
super flat for me?
You're going to be able to use it?
Yep, I'm going to keep using it. I'm not going to stop using it just because it's thicker. I already started.
We'll make something to sell out of.
Okay.
Oh, you waiting on me? Sorry. I'm just going to.
All right. Now you should have a 2.5 inch square in the middle, two 1.5 by 2.5 inch pieces on the outside, and then the 1.5 by 4.5 on the outside of that. So you should have now a square within a square. So simple, right? Now, the next part's even simpler. You just take your 2.5 jelly roll strip piece by 4.5, and we're going to put that on this side. So we're going to go on the side that has the seams first. So the open seam side first. I always build from the open seam side. I'm going to put it right sides together on there. I'm also going to be mindful of the fact that I have those pinked edges, and I'm going to make sure that they stick out beyond my block just a little bit, because I'm going on the inside of my pinking, only because I want a more accurate block. And I'm going to finger press that back. So you can see I have one 2.5 by 4.5 attached to that. And now I'm going to put one like this on this side. Just like that. So simple. And I'm going from the bottom side so that I can see where the pinked edges.
Pinked edges?
Yeah, I'm trying to watch those pinked edges, let me tell you.
Hi, Marla.
So again, I'm going to finger press that back. And now I should have a 4.5 by 8.5 inch piece, just like that. So I'm going to take my 2.5 by 8.5 inch cut. I'm going to put on one side. So here it is. I'm going to put one on this side, and I'm going to put one on that side. See how easy that is? Like, a beginner can do that.
Hi, Carissa.
So again, I'm just going to lay this on here. It should be exact to size. If you're, you know, if you cut them all yourself and it's not pinked edges, it should be exact to size if your 1/4 inch seam is exact.
Congratulations, Carissa. She's in a magazine, right, with her quilt?
Yeah, well, not it was in an email.
Oh, I thought it was going to be on a magazine.
It's an email that everybody gets. Who knows how many people
magazine.
Subscribe? No, an email.
Oh, well, you're
And
still
then
famous,
now
Carissa.
I'm going to add it to the other side.
Hi, Mary. Mary asked, what are you making?
The simplest, easiest block in the whole wide world. So I'm attaching this one now. I can keep it lined up. Again, I'm on the inside of my pinking at the bottom of my pink edge. And this is all that it is. This is so simple, so easy to do, Mr. This block is.
Okay, you say hi to Nita.
Hi, Nita. Hi, everybody that's joining in.
Chris, this is hardly famous.
Hey, over 500,000 people probably saw that email.
Yeah. See?
Everybody got the same email. And here it is. There is the most easiest block ever to make. And it looks like you did a lot of work, right? But it only took like 2 seconds to put together. So here is an 8.5 inch block now. So we're going to go ahead and make a bunch of these. So you can see, I'm now going to place that out of the way because I have one done. And I'm going to go from each strip. So each strip's its own block, and then the leftovers I'm going to use for something different. So I'm just going to keep those aside.
Interesting.
So for now, from my 1.5 inch strip, I'm just going to cut a bunch of 2.5 inches off of here. And 4.5 inches off of here. So that way they are ready for chain piecing. You should be able to get 16 2.5 inch rectangles off by 1.5 inch rectangles off of one strip. You should be able to get 16, so you can make 16 blocks that way. So you only technically need 2. That's why we cut 5 strips, because you only need 2 for the 2 sides and then 3.
Do you want me to hold it
for the
close
other
up? Is that
ones.
what you're asking, Sue Ann? That might be too close right there. too close, but there it was.
Forward. Yeah. Toss that over there. There's some for now. And I'm going to take this one right here and just cut a bunch of 2.5s off of this one and then a bunch of 4.5s off of another one. And go ahead.
Someone caught. Yes, she did.
Oh!
Chris asked about your hair.
Yeah, the other day I went and pampered myself by getting my nails done and my hair. All that fluff is gone. See? It's gone. It's nice and straight. Even though the hair ain't the same length, it's nice and straight now. And let me tell you, every time I have gone outside in our 111-degree weather, or more because it's been really hot lately, I don't have a bunch of sweating happening. It's great.
Hi, Joyce. So Ann asks, is it a square and a square?
Yes, pretty much. But with jelly roll strips.
And Christine asks, will you have enough fabric to sash them?
I have no idea. I'm only using 1 yard, so we'll see. If I go over one, I kind of give myself a limit with videos. So if I go over 1 yard, then I'll just put them together. But I doubt I will. We'll see. So right now I'm just cutting a bunch of 2.5 by 1.5 inch pieces. And then I'll cut the 4.5 inch ones off of another strip, and then I'll just start chain piecing.
We're supposed to be in the 120s next week, Auntie Ann. She said, ARG 111, I'm hating this heat.
Yeah.
Hi, Bernie. Joyce asked, what are you making?
The simple, easy block. So there's a bunch of those to start. And let's cut some 4.5 inch ones. Only because I'm just going to chain piece everything. That way it goes together faster. And I'll go over the block again. Let me just cut some pieces, and that way it goes easier. Chain piecing them.
Krista says it's hot enough there, the dog won't go out to go potty.
Yeah, that's not good.
Hi, Wendy. That's the same as it is here, Wendy.
What?
111 in AZ. I'm not sure where Wendy's at, but it's 111 in. Hi, Joanne.
So I'm going to cut some more.
Goodness, Jen, the weatherman don't like you. You had a rough winter, now it sounds like you're going to have a rough summer, too. At least we have nice winters. We have a rough summer every year, but at least we have nice winters.
Yes. Mostly nice, yes.
And Christine, she's below the equator, so she's telling everyone how cold it is. We'll give you our heat.
I'm going to cut this into a 2.5, that way I have plenty. I'm going to get everything I can because I am only using 1 yard, so I'm going to get as many pieces as I can from all this.
Hi, Suzanne.
And I'm going to open this up. Another 4.5. And another 2.5. I only cut 5 strips to start, so. Alright. That goes in that pile. That goes in this pile. And I'm going to do it one more time with this last one. I'm just going to cut 4.5s and 2.5s. Just so that I have an equal amount.
Have anything to iron yet?
Nope.
Oh, really? I'm standing over here.
Technically, this is all I need to cut from the background fabric or accent fabric, whatever. And you don't even have to do the same the same strip if you want, your 2.5 inch strip. You don't even have to put the same 2.5 inch strip as your center and outsides. You can change it up if you want to. But I'm going to go ahead and cut a 2.5 inch square. Actually, I'm just going to open all of these up. And do them all at once. I'm just going to cut them all at the same exact time. Because they're all being cut the same size.
Hi, Laurel. She says aloha. I guess she's in Hawaii.
Hello.
Good night, Brenda.
Good night. Hello and good night. Alright. This should be plenty stacked together. Alright, so I've stacked all these together. I'm going to go ahead and cut all a 2.5 inch, 2 4.5 inch, and 2 8.5 inch from all these strips all at the same exact time.
Krista says she still hasn't started the FMQ on the rainbow quilt. She doesn't want to ruin it. I don't think you will, Carissa. You're quite talented. That quilt is awesome.
Get her done.
That's what I wanted, is for all you guys out there watching to start entering your stuff in places. And look, we got Carissa in magazines or
finished.
emails or whatever. And
She
see,
was recognized by Missouri Star.
look at that. That's awesome. That's what my goal was. Everybody's showing all their own work out.
So I'm going to cut 2 4.5, 1 2.5, 2 4.5s, and 2 8.5s.
And Jill wants to know, is your neighbor still YouTube starstruck over you? She says that was very cute.
Oh yeah, Allie. She's on a little vacation right now. But when she comes back, she'll probably want to come on again, and we'll probably, her and I, do a project together. Alright, so I got 2 8.5s, 2 4.5s, and 1 2.5. And then the rest of this is just going to go over here into the extra pile. And I'm going to do this with all of my stacks, and since these are all the same fabric, it doesn't matter because I'm not really mixing anything up. These are all the same fabric. I'm going to do the same with all these yellows, all the greens, and all the everything. Just going to do all of it.
As far as we know, Donna, he's doing pretty good. We just saw him the other night unloading some stuff out of his truck and said hi to him. He said he's still tired, but he seems fine. Krista says her free motion quilt skills suck.
Oh. Mine do right now too. Only long arm free motion quilting. I sit down for some reason. You guys noticed the other day, I just couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
Christina is how old is Allie? I think she's 11? Or she's 9?
No, she's 9.
9, okay. I knew it was 9 or 11. I don't know where I got 11 at. It's 9 or 11. So she's 9, Christine.
So I'm just opening them up and stacking them so I can make my cuts. And I could totally do all the cuts and just stack everything up, and I'm going to chain piece everything. I'm still going to cut some more 1.5 inch strips when I get far enough in, but I highly doubt I will finish this quilt in one video. So I'm just going to take it easy and get what I can done today. I'm just going to bring this ruler, or this cutter over here and make it easier on myself. So again, 2.5, just 1 2.5 inch square.
Hi, Kimberly.
Oh, stay, don't move. 1 2.5, 2 4.5 cuts. 1 and 2, and I'll say it a bazillion times until everything is made, and then 2 8.5-inch cuts. And again, I'm cutting at the fold. I really could care less if the fold is in there because it's all going to get ironed anyway when I'm done piecing. Sometimes the fold makes a kink in the fabric, but that's okay. Alright, so I'm going to stack all these. And I'm just going to throw them on top of this pile right here because they're all the same size.
Hi, BJ.
And I'm going to work on the next color, which are these greens. I'm literally cutting it all up. And
Get her done.
to make my simple block.
That's a lot of green. It looks like a St. Patty's Day thing.
Oh.
All that green.
Definitely all spring colors. It's got butterflies in it.
Oh, oh, it does. I didn't even pay attention to that.
Butterflies are Tiffy's favorite. And yes, I said my name is in the third person.
Hi, Julie.
Hello, everybody joining in. Just stacking them all up. Cutting them all. I went through like 5 different backgrounds too before I actually settled on this one, and then I didn't realize that it was thick, but that's okay. The iron will make all of this work. Okay, just going to cut everything all over again. So
Hi,
again,
Cheryl.
I'm going to start with
Cheryl asks, what are you making? She says, I love jelly rolls.
1 jelly roll, 1 yard fabric, and we're going to make all tons of the square in a square block from a jelly roll. Everybody knows how to make a square in a square the other way, but how do you do it with a jelly roll? Well, this is how you do it with a jelly roll. Alright, so I'm going to do this all over again. I'm going to do a 2.5-inch square. I mean a 2.5-inch cut, just one. Alright, come on, stay on here, ruler. And then I'm going to cut 4.5 inch 2 times.
Deanna asks, this pattern can use leftover jelly roll strips too?
Yeah. And then I'm going to cut 8.5 inch 2 times. And again, I'm not caring about that fold. It'll go away with ironing. Alright, so there's my stacks of the greens. And since it's all the same, I'm just stacking them all up. And then my leftovers will go over here. Now 2 more different prints are going to get chopped up. I'm just stacking them all nicely.
Krista says that she offered to send someone fabric of the free motion quilt, but no one has taken her up on the offer.
Send her fabric for what?
She says has offered to send someone fabric of the free motion quilt, but no one has taken me up on the offer.
To free motion quilt?
Don't know.
I have no idea what she's saying.
Do you want someone to free motion quilt for you? Is that what you're getting at? Because Tiff does that. You have to pay for it to be shipped here and their pricing and everything. It's not free, but
Yeah, long arming services do cost money. Come on, stay nice. There we go. I really love butterfly fabric. Butterflies.
you are a butterfly person. You have one on your
I
shirt.
mean, my
even.
logo is a butterfly. Come on, people. I love butterflies. Okay, this one definitely needs an iron. Whew.
If they will free motion quilt the rainbow quilt. Tiff would machine quilt it, not free motion it.
But yeah, it's called free motion on the long arm.
Oh, okay. I thought she meant the sit down thing.
Oh, I ain't sit down nothing.
No.
Nope. Not me.
Tiff can do it for you,
Long arm, yes.
Carissa.
Not sit down. Alright. Again, 1 2.5-inch cut.
Bernie wants to know the name of the jelly roll. She says it's beautiful.
It's from
Is there a tag
Tuesday
over here?
morning. And it's probably not got a name.
I'll look at it. Do you think?
It's just called 40-piece fabric strips spring. And it's from Quiltology strips from Tuesday morning. And not every Tuesday morning has the same stuff. Alright, so I'm going to cut 2 4.5-inch cuts.
Oh, I'm sorry, Carissa. She says she doesn't have the money for a long arm. Tiff's kind of backed up at the moment, too, since she had the handlebar issue.
I do have my handlebars back for those that haven't seen my latest video. Alright,
Yep,
and
she has a
2
video on there of her using them.
8.5.
But that's okay. You can still sing the song, Carissa.
2 8.5 cuts. Just like that. Bam! Leftovers go over here. And one more color to chop up. And then we'll be ready to just start chain piecing until I run out of these, and then I'll cut more. Because again, I only have 1 yard, and I really, really, really don't want to have to do the math, but we'll see by the time I'm done how much I actually use. Because then you'll have an actual number.
The little screen on the front of the machine died, and you have to
And
send in the handlebars and everything with
Well,
it.
the handlebars died too. When the screen goes out, the handlebars stop working.
Okay, but it's all one piece. So
Yeah, it's all one unit.
it all goes together.
The fabric actually says Quiltology on it, so you might be able to look up Quiltology Spring Jelly Roll.
And Jim says your vines were awesome.
Yes,
On
I
your
think
little
it was
video.
I think it was a good idea. I woke up in the middle of the I was up in the middle of the night. I had the TV off though, and I just randomly sat up and turned my flashlight on my phone and grabbed my little paper and pen that I have next to my bed and started drawing on it, and I drew that. And I quilted it the next day because it was fresh in my head. You guys probably saw the little paper actually in the video because it was kind of on the long arm frame. It was just like sitting there.
Julie says that she loved the design on your last video.
I'm still struggling with pressure from my hand, guys, so some holding this some ways is very hard. So again, 1 2.5-inch, 2 4.5-inch cuts off of your jelly roll strip, and then 2 8.5-inch cuts off of your jelly roll strip. Simple
Paula
as that.
says you make it look so easy. She says love the vines. Deanna says I was thinking those honey buns, the 1.5-inch strips can be used too.
Yes, you can just get a honey bun.
Hi Patty, haven't seen you in a while. I was talking about your shirt the other day and talking about you. How you doing,
I thought
darling?
she came on.
Huh?
She came on.
Oh, did she? I don't know. That was like 2 weeks ago. I don't know. Sue Ann asks, how are your hands?
This one still has no weight bearing, which unfortunately really does suck. Alright, now I'm just going to go ahead and start chain piecing. I'm going to start with my 2.5-inch strips. I'm just going to stick these aside.
Do you know how long it's been since your surgery?
It's been 3 months on the 17th. It'll be 3 months, and I still cannot bear weight with this hand. I still get numbness right here on this side and half of my ring finger, but I'm starting to think that that's a different medical problem and that him cutting me open set that problem off too. It's another tunnel problem, not carpal, it's something else. And it comes from the elbow, like when it's pinched at the elbow. So, but if I keep my arm straight, the tingling kind of subsides, but really doesn't. It stays tingling the whole time. All right. I'm going to start chain piecing just one of these onto this whole side.
I think it was the video with we were talking about your shirt a lot. Allie was talking about me being Iron Man, but not the real Iron Man, remember?
I don't.
I think that was the video we were talking about you, Patty. I could be wrong, though.
So I'm going to put a 2.5 inch strip on one side of my 2.5 inch square for now, and just chain piece the whole lot of them until I run out of 2.5 inch square or rectangles, 2.5 by 1.5 inch rectangles, and then I'll cut more. On that, I'm kind of just cutting as I go so that I don't like run out. I don't want to run out of yardage, so I'm cutting as I go. And I'm also messing up as I go. Sewing things on the wrong way.
It's okay.
Okay, let's put it right sides together, not right, wrong side.
Right, wrong.
That's what I had it. That's funny. So how is everybody? What are you sewing? And do you think you're going to make this project? Because that would be fun.
Judy says hi. She's working on Dresden Quilt. She just posted it on your page.
Awesome.
I can move the video, Cheryl. Let's see. I don't know how good it will be, but I can move it. I don't know if I can get it behind her. I can get it aside of her, though. Can't really go behind very well.
We also have to be plugged in, so.
I can go right here, though. This is sort of behind and to the side. Well, Heather's going to start a Tiffy bag.
Ooh. Well, soon I'm going to be, I don't know what day I'm going to do it, but soon I'm going to teach you guys how to make a wallet. I just need to... You guys already know that I hate schedules. I just cannot do schedules. When I'm supposed to do something, something else happens and it always screws it up. So I'm not a good schedule person. So obviously I need to just make a day and stick to it.
Cheryl's doing pillows to match a carpenter store. Chris is doing swap blocks. Deanne's working on 2 crumb quilts.
On what?
2 crumb quilts.
Oh.
Blocks are done, just trying to figure out what color borders to add. Jill's starting a pineapple slice by Kevin Rose.
Well, if it's crumb quilts, it should be simple to choose a border because all you have to do is choose something that has a lot of color in it to match all the colors that are in your quilt.
Hi, Lisa. Lisa just finished the Home is Quilt by Pat Sloan.
Ooh.
It's called The Home Is. It's a quilt by Pat Sloan, I think is what she's saying there. Laurel finished 6 months of Nebula Bomb this morning. Is now watching you.
And you can see that I'm putting my piece in between the pinking, so you can see that the pinking sticks out on both sides. So I'm just putting it on my straight side, but I'm within my pinking. I'm centered in my pinking.
Setting up her sewing room. Thank you, Memoirs. I moved it because Cheryl asked. You guys can ask me to move the camera around. I can do my best here and there.
very hard though because we have to plug it in sooner or later. Alright, so I need to cut some more 2.5 inch by 1.5 inch pieces.
June wants to get Bargello quilt.
Wants to what?
Wants to get back to her Bargello quilt.
2,
Cheryl says,
3,
oh, I want to learn,
4,
please, to make
5,
a wallet.
6, 7, 8,
Bernie's
9,
doing
10,
2 dinosaur
11,
twin quilts.
12. I need 13 more 1.5 by 2.5 inch pieces. So give me a second to cut some more of this yardage. So I'm going to cut one 1.5 inch strip to finish that side.
Julie's getting ready to start a quilt for her granddaughter.
So give me a second off the camera real quick to...
Oh, a boom is a block of the okay. Thank you, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he doesn't know some of the quilt
I knew
terms.
the FMQ thing.
That's it. That's all he knows.
I know 1 or 2 others. What are some of the others? I know at least 1 other one.
I have no idea.
I don't remember the other one that I know, though.
I can't think of it while I'm doing this. Alright, so I'm just going to cut some 2.5 inch because I needed 13 more.
Jill's looking forward to the wallet tutorial.
5, 6.
I want to do another quilt show video. That's what I've been trying to talk Tiff into doing. I actually wanted to do it yesterday, but it didn't happen.
12.
It's a video I want her to do. But I've been bugging her for like 2 weeks to do it. So, who knows? It'll happen someday. Donna's doing a practice quilt on the long arm. She's having tension problems.
Oh yeah, you gotta get that situated. Once you get it to where you need it though, just keep it that way. Unless you're changing out the brand of thread or the thickness of your batting or fabric that you're using. Alright, so I'm going to sew these ones on first and then hand them over to Scott before I cut up some more of these 1.5 inch pieces. So I only cut 1 more strip. So far I've cut 6 1.5 inch strips off of my yardage.
Julie wants to make a wallet out of cork. She's never worked with cork before. Would love to make one out of cork.
I haven't made with cork yet. Only with vinyl.
Never worked with cork. That'll be something new.
Cork is the same as vinyl though, it sews the same.
Oh really?
Yeah. So I'm going to get the rest of these on here and then I'm going to pass these to Scott to press. And then cut the pieces for the other side.
Should I be taking something out of press?
No, just give me a minute to finish
Okay. Lisa said, isn't cork a great word? Yep, I guess it is.
So I'm literally chain piecing all of my blocks. Hopefully I can get a ton of them done during today's live. I hope I'm putting all these right sides together because I keep picking them up the wrong way. And then these will go towards the opposite side because I still have to add to the other side. So what I'm going to do is grab this feller.
Have time for me to iron. Get my iron on. Look at that. Did you see that? I love.
Yes. from him?
Yeah, the vampire
All right.
there.
Can you press these to the thinner fabric? Press to the thinner fabric like that, because it lays that way better.
Which one's the thinner fabric? The all
The
colored?
big square. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So
Press
press
all
them
of
all
those.
to the big square.
So while he's pressing all those, we'll just put you guys down like this so you can just watch me cut some more.
You know what your little cutter's called?
It's
Jill
the.
saying she'd like to purchase one.
Can I read it? It's the Gypsy Quilter, the cutting gizmo. I don't even. You can't read it from here. The cutting gizmo. The lighting is in the way. Yeah. It's the cutting gizmo.
We're
From
having
the
terrible
Gypsy
lighting
quilter.
today. I don't know what's going on. We haven't changed the lights in here, but I couldn't see the iron when I tried to show them the iron. It was too dark.
All right, so I'm gonna cut 2 more 1.5 inch strips from my 1 yard of fabric. I don't know if you can even see me. So I'm gonna cut 2 more.
Really.
And then subcut those into 2.5 inch pieces. I'm just going to open this up. Like this and stack them on top of each other. I'm probably blocking the camera.
Not 100%. You're going back and forth by blocking it, yes. Sometimes you're on even more. Hi, Dawn.
Like I said, I really have been struggling with holding rulers down with this hand. I still can't even use the cutter with it.
Do you want me to cut? You can iron? No.
No.
Hi, Debbie. Christine says, I think the cutting gizmo is a dream tool. I want one. It is pretty cool. Okay, I gotta go wash my arms. I'll be back.
Okay, that's all I needed to cut was 30 more pieces for the, no, I need 30. No, I need more than 30. No, because I have some over there. That's right. Yep. All right, so now we need to cut, because he's still pressing and walking away from me. I'm going to cut 3, let's see how many more we're going to need. 3, 4. I think we're going to need 4 more 1.5 inch strips from here. And my line, because of the not pressing anything, is kind of crooked. And there we go with the ruler sliding again, because I can't put pressure yet. It really sucks, let me tell you. How many did I just say I was going to cut? 3? So I don't get as many 4.5 inch from cuts from here than I do the 2.5 inch.
I don't know. I don't need
So we're going
that.
to cut 3 for now. Set that aside. Subcut these into 4.5 inch so that I have tons of those ready to go. And then I hopefully should have plenty. And if I need to cut a couple more, I will in a little bit.
Am I supposed to make separate piles of the different colors here?
Oh yeah, because I'm running them through at the same time, but right now it's no big deal. Actually, I'm going to cut 4.5 off.
So you
here,
told me
too.
yes and no in the same sentence?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Hi, Teresa.
Okay.
girl says she uses 10-pound weight to hold her ruler in place.
Yeah, but for the start cut, I kind of can't hold it at all, really. I'm struggling with that. And then the way I'm holding it, the darn thing is moving on me.
Hi, Debbie. Debbie says the same thing, got a couple of weights.
1, 2, 3, 4.5.
She does have a weight in here she does use for certain things.
For long cuts, yes. But for these short ones, I should be fine. So I'm cutting 4.5-inch strips for those that are joining. They're 1.5 by 4.5. They're for the next round. Alright, and I'm going to just open these up and cut off of these. And then start sewing my other ones on, because by then Scott should be ready.
I'm on to the green ones. I did the patchwork ones and the wood color ones.
Let's put you guys back over at the sewing machine.
Let's take a little bit of a break because of the cats. Else I'd be farther, I'd be on to the yellow.
They're still in the color order, right?
Huh?
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and chain piece all these through now. So now I've 2.5-inch square, has a 1.5 by 2.5, and now I'm just going to go on the opposite side and chain piece all these through.
Hi, Shelley. Joyce says, I know, that's what I like about you.
And if it doesn't look like I'm actually putting them on equal, I am. I'm just not cutting my strip down. I'm literally putting it in between, because the inside of this pinking is actually my 2.5-inch mark. So I'm putting my cut in
Hi,
between
Darlene.
the pinking. And hello to everybody joining.
Hi, Joy.
So once these are on both sides and we open it up on both sides and we open this up and press it, it's going to be 4.5 inches, and then we're going to add the 4.5-inch ones on the other side, but we'll press them to one side or the other. It doesn't matter which way you press the seams on here, because this is just a square block.
Tell me how to press them to the big piece.
Yeah, nothing is there's no seams to match. How about that? There's no seams to match, so it really doesn't matter which way it goes. My fabric is a little bit thicker, so it wanted to go towards the 2.5-inch center square.
Jim says you got hired to make a Wonder Woman quilt for my daughter's friend's kid. Okay.
He got hired.
He says you. I
He
think
probably
means
meant to put an I. Because
I was gonna say,
I hit you instead of I all the time.
we
Because they're right
haven't,
next to each other.
we haven't heard anything about that. Hi, Joy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he meant that he did.
Yes. So this is like the super simplest block that you can make with jelly roll and honey bun, I guess.
It's a lot of ironing.
Yeah.
If you did use a honey bun, you'd be able to sash this whole project, but I'm not sure. We'll see how much of that yard, that 1 yard that I have left, to see if it's sashable. Sashable. Oh, that sounds funny. Like satiable. Come on, just one at a time.
See, I'm finally done. Now you're going to give them all over to me again with another piece on iron, huh?
Yep.
No fun.
You are Iron Man. You can do it.
Yeah, but it's getting hot these days to be standing over this iron.
Oh, I know. I know. Here. You can just do it. There you go.
Oh, you want me to do the cutting?
Yeah, just snip them apart and
Well, give me the whole thing.
press them again towards this, because that's the way they're going to want to go.
It's just you. Then as stiff as your Juki, just straight stitch.
Yep, straight stitch only. If you free motion quilt, you can make whatever weird stitch you want that's not straight.
Oh, am I supposed to keep these in order again?
It'd be best.
Okay. Then I'll make piles.
I'm getting low on these. I better have enough. Because I did not count. We're at 6, 7, 8, 9 strips, 9 1.5 inch strips so far off my yard.
Cheryl likes her sewing machine butterflies.
I'm telling you guys, I love my butterflies. Are these 2.5 inch? They probably are, and I don't know why I stuck them over there. Yep, they're not. They're almost there, so I'm gonna have to trim those down. 'Cause I need
So mine in it this way, right? With them both to the end?
Yes.
Okay.
2, 3, 4. I need 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm just gonna cut 5 more real quick. And they're just coming from the little scrap pieces that were left over from all the initial cuts. And that will be perfect. And one more. Look at that, I'm making it work. And I don't have any leftover 2.5 inches. So when I get to the 4.5 inch, I'll have to cut some more, obviously. Alright, so a quick go over. This is a 2.5 inch center square with a 1.5 by 2.5 inch piece on either side, on both sides, either way, the word. And then the next piece will be the 4.5 inch. which I'm
November
gonna,
4th is Tiffany's birthday.
yeah, mine's not till November. So, and again, because of my fabric being a little thicker, these are being pressed towards the center because it's a little bit thicker. So I'm going to steal some of these from Scott,
Push my pile.
and I'm going to start sewing on my 4.5 inch piece. And these 4.5 inch pieces are now going to go one on each side like this. But I'm going to start with chain piecing them all onto one side first, and then come back and do the next side, and then I'll cut more 1.5 inch strips to subcut into 4.5 inch rectangles as soon as I know what how many more I need. And you can see when I line this up right here that it's on the inside of my pinking, so I'm watching that. I'm still sewing a 1/4 inch seam. I'm just making sure that my pinking is where it's, sticking out, because I didn't want to cut all of that off. So I'm just going to go ahead and chain piece these through. Oh, okay, stay right.
November 4th.
November.
11/4.
Yeah, my
Tiffy's birthday.
is not till November.
November 4th.
Who wanted to know?
Well, now they're all asking. Bernie asked.
Yeah, you guys usually know when it's my birthday because I usually say, like, I do something special on my birthday every year. I'll either make something or a special project or something. In 2019, I did a quilt with blocks from you guys.
Yes,
For
Tiff is a
myself.
Scorpio.
Yes, I'm danger. That's what every horoscope for Scorpios say, is danger. And I'm like the bad whatever. Do we have any more ready?
Yeah, I have all the blue butterflies. I just didn't put them in a pile. I have them all waiting to be piled.
Now, I guess while he is taking his sweet time.
I'm reading. Do you want to read and sew?
No, it's fine. I'm going to disconnect all these guys. Start sewing these. This whole thing should go together pretty darn quick. Especially chain piecing.
Yep. Cheryl says that's her grandmother and her brother's birthday, so it's easy to remember.
Wow.
There's a lot of people born same day. Dawn says that's why I don't like the pinking. Different companies cut it differently.
Yes. It annoys me, trust me. And I'm just like, I always work around it. I never cut it off because then it just makes a big mess if it's, whatever. It's okay if it lands, if the pinking lands within instead where the outside of the pinking was the proper size, but the ones that have the inside of the pinking as the 2.5 inch, it's definitely just a big half mess, let me tell you.
Hi, Nancy.
So you have to watch what you're doing. But I just work with it.
Hi, Podunk. She asked, what are you making?
I am making a square and a square out of jelly roll. strip that looks like this. This is the square and a square and a square block. It's so simple, so easy. I figured we'd go back to basics to the beginning today for beginner stuff, and I haven't done a beginner video in a long time, so we're doing that today. Something that I could just whip up in one day, hopefully have this completed today. Because I already made one top today, so I hoped that I could make this too.
If you don't finish, you don't have to rush. You can do it tomorrow.
If I don't finish, I can just do more on next Sunday.
Okay.
When I
Podunk is
start on
asking how many
Sundays.
blocks do you get from one strip?
I will get 40 blocks so, from all this. So I use 1 jelly roll and 1 yard of fabric, but if you want, you can use 1 jelly roll and 1 honey bun.
Thank you, Debbie. Debbie says your other top was beautiful.
Oh yeah, she was probably on the Zoom today.
Yeah,
Yes.
she was on the Zoom.
It wasn't much to it. I only had to make 3 blocks to go on the 3 panel pieces, and then add sashing. But I definitely am going to try to find myself some Kona chocolate. That's the color that I need, because I want to go all the way the rest of the way around that quilt top. And I'll show you guys all what I'm talking about
And Bernie asked,
right before I'm done
what
today.
did you work on, so they want to see it.
Yeah, I'll show you guys
Podunk
after
asked
I'm
for you to show it. They're all
done.
asking.
It was a kit that Teresa sent me. It was an Angela Walters kit that she sent. And yeah, it came with everything needed, but it didn't have an outer border, which was kind of dumb. It should have had the fabric for an outer border, because it just ends and it looks kind of weird the way it ends.
Bernie was on the Zoom, but she left before she got to see it.
Yeah. Well, I left the Zoom as soon as I finished it because I really wanted to take a nap today, and then I didn't even really get a nap.
I know, I'm in the same boat.
So after I do So Sunday, Scott and I'll do time for me to eat, and we'll just lay back and watch a movie. And if I go to bed early, that may be a good thing.
Depends on what time you get off here.
We'll see how long it takes me. I'm already on the sides now. So yeah, I did already one project today. Just need to get some Kona chocolate and go around it, and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about, because it just looks weird. I was gonna do that as a live video, but I needed something that I knew would be less than 2 hours to do on the Zoom today, so.
So which way am I learning this one?
Outward,
What do you mean outward?
outward, out, away.
So to this way?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. That makes it easy. Good. That's the way I wanted to go.
What was I saying? I forgot.
Ernie says this is a great idea to use some jelly rolls. Thank you.
I needed something that was beginner friendly and easy to do that I can do in one video for today, but with a jelly roll.
Hi, Judy.
And that's fun looking when it's done. Obviously, my jelly roll only has 5 colors in it, so when I put the quilt together, it's just going to be a rotation of those 5 colors. But it should still be pretty cute, even with just being the same colors over and over again.
I like it. Don't worry.
Now that I'm getting through this, I may only need to cut maybe one more strip, that will have given me 10 strips total, because so far I'm at 9 1.5 inch strips. We'll see. I might only need one. By the time I'm done, though, I'll be able to tell you the yardage needed. Alright, so I'm going to pass all these to Scott, and then now I have a stack of them pressed, so now I'm just going to add to the opposite side, so you can see I have an open side, that's where the next piece is going to go, and then I'll have my first square in a square, and then we're going to add to that as well, after it's all sewn on. So it's going pretty quick.
Hi, Nellie. Nellie
Hello.
says it was beautiful. She was on Zoom.
Yes, it was really pretty.
Hi, Billy.
It's really pretty, but it does need the borders. You guys will see it. I don't know why, it just looks weird. And I think our local Hobby Lobby sells Kona cotton. Because I bought it there before, but I don't think they sell anything but the plain fabrics. This one that I'm looking for is called Chocolate, and it has a little bit of a, like a swirl type
Why does it have to be
light
Kona
and dark
cotton?
to it. That way it matches. It has to match the dark brown.
Well, if you get another brand that has a dark brown, won't it still match? Even if it's not Kona cotton?
No, because it's not a solid fabric.
Oh, okay.
It's got like a slight tint to it.
Okay. Okay, boss. I don't know. Nellie says it's true, she needs the dark brown.
Yep, and I don't have any dark brown in my stash, so...
Do some of these have more or less than others? This light butterfly seems like it had a whole lot than the yellows it just did.
Oh yeah, some of them have light. Okay. I'm gonna just run the next color set through because there are already some here. So I think I'm looking at probably 2, maybe 3 more strips. And you guys will have an accurate number by the time I'm done with this video. My piecing doesn't look very straight, and only because of the pinked edges. If the pinked edges weren't there, this would look nice and straight, but you can see it looks all funky with those pinked edges. Definitely looks weird. Alright, I'm going to have to cut some more. One, two. I'm going to cut 2 1.5 inch strips for now, I think.
Why? What happened?
Hold on,
Marla asks, where's your hand weight that you used to use?
it's over buried on the floor. Alright, so I'm just out of the camera for a second so that I can cut 2 more 1.5 inch strips, and then I'm going to subcut them into 4.5 inch by 1.5 inch rectangles. So I'm just off the camera for a second. So far I've cut 11 1.5 inch strips.
Sweating over here, goodness. I don't want to be a person that irons in this weather.
So just remember that number 11 is what I've cut so far, total for this project.
Is that strips of this white with
Yes.
the hearts on?
I've cut 11 1.5-inch strips so far off my 1 yard fabric. Hopefully this should be plenty. Hopefully. I may need one more.
This is tea time.
So I had to put a new needle in yesterday in my sewing machine here, in my Juki.
We just told them about that.
And my hole in my Juki, the needle always sits to the leftist hole, a left
Well,
of
it's because
it.
it needs to be plugged in, Kim. We're gonna have to move it.
Yeah.
We don't have a plug over here. That's
So-
why it's freaking out.
Unfortunately, until I get a new phone, guys, I can't do anything.
There you go.
Uh,
So we're gonna have to go back to this angle.
can't do anything about the angles until I get a new phone, okay?
I'm done?
Yeah.
Whoa, no way. I actually caught up to you?
Anyways, what I was saying, I put a new needle in, and my needle always sits to the left of the hole. It's not center. So what I do is I use my finger to push it just a little bit. I bend the needle just a smidge, and then I turn my hand wheel down before I tighten the needle completely. I just tighten it mostly. And then I put my hand wheel down, and I look and I go, okay, is that center? No, I roll it back up again. I push on it a little bit more and then put it down. I don't put a lot of pressure, just enough to bend the needle to be center in that hole, and it usually works perfect. Yesterday, on the other hand, I put the needle in, and I went to do that little thing, and I went like this, push, push, and the needle snapped. It went fling, hit the wall, and then landed over here behind me somewhere. I thought it landed on the floor, and I didn't want to step on it because those are thicker than the whatever, and it was a snapped needle. So either side is going to hurt if I step on it. So I spent like 30 minutes searching the floor. I did not find the needle. I stand up and I look back here on the desk. The needle's just sitting right there. The broken piece. So I had to put a second one in. I did the bending thing, and it didn't snap. So I guess maybe it was just a very thin needle, or it just, I don't know. I know my own pressure and my strength, so
Hi, Brenda.
I don't think I pushed too hard, but yeah, I had a needle go flying yesterday. So I gotta bring the last of my pieces close to me. Oh, that's what happened yesterday. Anybody else gonna make this? Since it's so easy. And if you're watching this video after the live and you're watching it as a replay, make sure you put in the comments if you're gonna make it or not. If it's easy enough for you as a beginner.
Hi, Virgie.
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 make it. It'd be fun. And I'm gonna cut one more.
The static's gone here, Bernie, so if you're still having static, it might be on your end. 'Cause it's not
Or
static.
it's not
here
caught
no
up
more.
on her video, isn't completely live. Alright, I need to cut one more strip. So that'll be total of 12. Because I need to make sure. Three more. I definitely don't have it there. So I just need to cut one more 1.5 inch strip so that I can get literally three more 4.5 inch rectangles off of it, which kind of sucks because of cutting a whole 1.5 inch strip, but the leftover can just go in my scrap bin.
I don't know what to do about the sound, guys.
Something wrong with it?
I don't know. They're saying it sounds like thunder and pouring rain, and I don't know. I don't know what to do about that.
I have no idea.
I don't know what to do about the sound.
I've never heard that before. Turn the volume up on the tablet and walk out there and see what it sounds like.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm making a new straight edge. I have to talk real quick because Scott's listening to the video to see if it sounds like static or whatever.
It sounds terrible in this.
Oh.
Sounds like you're talking with a rag over your mouth.
Hold on, let's plug this in and see if it changes anything.
Well, they're saying it's better now, so maybe it's just this tablet.
It's the tablet.
Well, then leave it alone. Don't mess with it if it's working.
Sorry, guys. All right. How's that? I only need 3 more pieces, by the way. So I cut a total of 12 1.5 inch strips. I only need 3 more of these. 1, 2, and open this up. That way I don't have too many extra pieces cut for no reason.
So should we use the microphone all the time, guys? Does the sound better with that?
1, 3. And this can just go up here. Right there. Right there.
Well, they're saying it's better and much better and whatnot, so I guess we should use the microphone from now on.
Sorry, I don't ever think to plug it in because I don't really think to plug it in. Because I really want to get
Alexa's
stuff-
been out of the house for 4 years now, and she helped me get you this tablet when she was still living here, so this tablet's at least, what, 5-6
They
years
got-
old?
It's 7.
7?
Yeah, because the memory came up for Mother's Day.
Yeah. Yeah, the tablet we were filming on is quite old.
Yep.
And the tablet
Alright,
I'm
Mr.
reading from
Scotty.
is just as old, if not older. I think this one's older. So we don't have the greatest devices. You're gonna have to bear with us.
Here, mister.
Oh, back to ironing?
More sweating.
Yeah, I was sorting. I'm serious. Are all these done?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you should have told me. I could have had these ironed already.
I'm keeping them in their color order.
Have I not? I haven't messed them up once yet.
One of these days, soon, I don't know when, but soon, I want to do an auction of some stuff to raise money for myself to get a new device. And I know a lot of you tell me, some people have told me, well, why don't you just make payments on through your cell phone plan? I can't do that because I have to stay set at certain bills every month. So I'd rather just raise money or make money or do something that makes the money to pay cash in full for something. So, and I'm not looking for like a $900 phone or anything. I'm looking for a phone under $250. You know what I mean?
I just went
So-
to a quilt show. like I told them earlier.
I need to make money to do that. So sooner or later, I'm going to have an
You
auction
do your auction or what? I don't care. You can do it
to
on
raise the money.
I want.
I'm not going to tell you guys right now what I'm going to auction, but soon enough. I'm waiting for him to press. So while he
You should
presses
have told me
those,
earlier. I was just sitting there.
this is what the block looks like when it's completed. So now all we have to do is sew the two 4.5 inch on the outer side and then the 8.5 inch on the outside of the actual jelly roll strips, which are all just one big huge stack right now.
Are you gonna keep going?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just a little bit longer. This should go faster because these are.
Well, I didn't know. It's been an hour and a half already. I didn't know if you were gonna stop there and do the rest another day, or if you're gonna keep going.
All right, so I'm going to grab all of these colors, and I'm doing the same color in the same color that's in my 2.5 inch square as my outside, but you guys could surely totally mix the center square up with a totally different outside print.
Cheryl says you're fast and she likes your bags.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, Cheryl. I think everyone likes her bags. They're awesome.
I'm going to sew them on from the upside down part because of this whole pinking thing. Those pinked edges really suck.
Hi, Diane.
So I'm actually sewing them onto the side that the last seam, not the sides with the straight seam, but to the, I'm sealing off the two-piece part of the seam. That's the side I'm sewing it onto.
Heard you like your cutter.
My what?
Your cutter.
Oh, thank you. I'm just watching my pinking, so I'm putting these pieces on top so that I can see the pinking stick out, or else I'm trying to guess. And I don't want to play the guessing game, so I'm just doing it like this.
Bernie says I'm not a scrappy quilt person. I would want to match the center and the outside.
I'm matching it because it's easier, and I only have 5 colors to work with, so that's why I'm doing the matching thing. But when I lay everything out, hopefully it will look good.
Matching, matching. Matching, matching.
I'm going to go ahead and turn the whole entire stack around and put on the other side now. So that way when I hand it to Scott, he can just press the whole entire thing open. And there's probably going to be some tugging and pulling because the pieces are on my lap. But that's fine.
You can do it.
As long as everything is sewn nice and straight, or as straight as I can get it at least. As long as it's all consistent.
Thank you, Earl. Earl says it's all good. Just means you're normal like us. Keep up the good work. Tech issues don't bother me. You are authentic.
Yeah, I can't control that right now.
Dawn missed the beginning. What are the full measurements of the cuts?
Okay, so we start out from the jelly roll. You cut, open the jelly roll up, cut a 2.5 inch square off, and then you cut 2 4.5 inch rectangles by 2.5 inch, because your jelly roll strip should be 2.5 inch. And then you cut 2 8.5 rectangles off of it. So 1 2.5 inch square from your jelly roll, 2 4.5 inch, and 2 8.5 inch. That's from the jelly roll piece. from the 1.5 inch strip, which is the accent color and or the first round of the square, you cut two from a 1.5 inch, two 2.5 inch pieces and two 4.5 inch pieces. Now you can chain piece everything like I have just done, the whole lot of everything, and or you can just build one block at a time depending on where you want your colors to land or something. But I figured I would go back to basics. I did cut already 12 1.5 inch strips off of my 1 yard of fabric. So I've used 12 strips. So 4 of them probably went to the 2.5 inch pieces, and the other 6 went towards the 4.5 inch. I'm assuming that it could be 5 and 7, whatever. You know what I mean. I can't do math. All right, this is this one. But yeah, that's the cuts.
That's what I tell her, Paula.
What?
No guarantee your new tech will work any better.
Yeah.
Every time she gets a new phone, it doesn't work. We're using a super old tablet. and
Well,
she's had
actually, it
phones
worked
and,
until we switched internet providers. Oops.
What does that say? We should go back to Frontier. I was saying that the whole time. It suddenly.
So and now I'm, after I sewed my first round, I'm actually going ahead and sewing my 4.5 by 2.5 inch pieces onto the side with the 2 seams first. Instead of on the straight right here, I'm actually sewing it to the seams first to seal that off. That's at least how I figure it. It's sealing it off. And everything should fit great if your 1/4 inch seam is accurate the whole entire time. Everything should line right up. I have pinked edges, so it's not like 100% perfect with mine. But as long as my block comes out 8.5 inches, that's all I'm worried about.
Hi, Heather.
It's a very easy, simple, yet
You cold there, Heather? The other Australian from Queensland, Christine, was saying how cold it is there. Because we've all been talking about how hot it is. And I enjoyed your joke the other day. It was funny.
Alright, so I'm going to turn these around, add to my other side now. So now I'm just adding to the opposite side. And I'm doing mine face down so that I can see my pinked edges. If you don't have pinked edges, then you can put them right sides together with this side up so that the skinny piece is on the top. But unfortunately I have pinked edges and I cannot see them
It's looking good.
the other way. I can tell you that chain piecing the whole entire project goes so much faster. Especially if you have someone to iron for you, like a husband, or a kid, or
Yeah,
a boyfriend, or
sweating
a girlfriend,
for her.
or a sister, or a cousin, or a friend. Although, just beware, because it's summertime and ironing sucks in the summer.
So what am I doing here? Push both of them out
Yep.
straight?
Yep.
Doesn't matter?
Back this way, like this.
Yeah, the way it wants to go.
Yes, because the other side is so thick.
Okay. Okay.
I didn't play with the fabric first to make sure if it was regular quilting cotton. It's a lot thicker than quilting cotton. Not my jelly roll, but my accent fabric. More for this color. dust in my nose every time I sew.
Are you putting another piece on top still, too?
Yeah, top and bottom. One more time around. Alright, the next color is this green. Let's see if I can't do this with the pinking on the top. Just line it up as best as possible.
Margie says you always make something that is spectacular. I know.
I'm trying. Yeah, I can't see with it on the top like that. I don't like it. We'll go from the back.
Cheryl says I like watching
I probably won't get this quilt together in today's video, but I probably can get all the blocks complete, and then if I don't finish today, this project will continue next Sunday. That way it's easier to find the rest of the project.
Leave some to do next Sunday. Your husband's sweating enough. Honey?
Yep.
But you do have 100 people watching.
You can sew it. We could switch.
I wanted to do a quilt video yesterday of a whole 15 quilts. You couldn't do that. That wouldn't have even taken an hour. So it's been 2 hours now.
Okay, well, you can shut your face.
Well, if you're going to start it argument, I'll go. You're the one starting it. I'm sweating over here.
So am I. It's hot in here. This is not something to be doing in the summertime where we live. Even indoors with the AC, because I can't be on camera with you guys with the extra fans on in here because it's too loud.
I've been bugging you and bugging you and bugging you through Quilt Show. Huh?
Nothing. Once I get these on, I'm going to swap back to these other ones and put both sides of those on.
It says cute fabric.
It is. My son did good picking out fabric because he knew I liked butterflies.
I think he just bought whatever jelly roll was there.
I have a pink version of all this too, which is what he bought me as well.
Oh, Marla asked, did we notice a difference with the new insulation?
Not really.
Nope, but it's up there.
No, it has not really changed much. Alright, so I'm going to swap back to these now and put, there's this, what this is. I'm going to put one of these 8.5 inch strips on each side, and it should match perfectly with the size because it's an 8.5 inch block. So if you've been doing a 1/4 inch seam the whole entire time, everything should line right up. So I'm just going to sew it from the upside down again because unfortunately I cannot see these pinked edges the opposite way, which really is annoying, but I'm making it work. That's what I'm doing. Just going to sew all these on.
Hi, Judy.
You can pin if you want to, but I don't see no point in pinning if you're chain piecing. I'm just grabbing it, lining it up, sewing it on. Grabbing it, lining it up, sewing it on.
Yeah, this green on green definitely looks very St. Patty's Day. These ones,
Yeah.
holy cow. Oh yeah, Heather made her little iPhone bag. Huh, that's right, she shared it on Facebook. Little bag.
For iPad
Or iPad or whatever, sorry.
Yeah.
She said it was your idea that helped her with making it.
Awesome.
She used 2.5
I
inch
saw it.
straps.
I think I commented.
Yep, I forgot about that. I saw it too. I saw it too.
I never take devices like that. And when I go to the doctor's office, if Scott's with me, we play trivia on my cell phone. When I'm alone, I usually just pick up a magazine and read it.
You can play trivia by yourself.
Huh?
You can play trivia by yourself. You're smart.
Well, no, I don't play on the phone because then I get distracted and I don't hear my name being called. Especially if the office has a lot of people in it. Because I'm easily distracted and you know that. Alright, so I'm turning it
I'm
around.
arguing with you on that one.
One side on here, so I'm going to take the next side and do the same exact thing, and then I'll have a chain piece of all these finished.
Hey Teresa asked, what are you making?
I am making a square and a square with jelly roll and honey bun, I guess, or a yard of fabric, which I only used 12 strips so far. That's my magic number.
One of these food terms.
Huh?
One of these food terms.
Yep.
That could be our internet too, Heather. Our internet's not the greatest at the moment. The guy was here on Friday working on it, and it's worse than it's been in a while. They're sending somebody else out again. He was here for over 2 hours and it made it worse.
Yep. Thumper, get down. Get down. He's trying to climb up on fabric and batting. I try to keep him off everything. He usually only lays on the floor. He's not today. He's actually exploring today.
Oh, he's been on his bag most of the time. Spot there. Most of the time. He says no one was watching, so I took advantage.
More of these.
Okay, am I caught up?
Sort of, yeah. I'm trying to give you these now.
What are those? You haven't done these ones yet.
Because I haven't got that far.
Well, you're jumping the gun.
That's because I'm showing them what to do. Because somebody,
Far.
you said somebody asked to re-go over the instructions again, so I did.
You're going too far.
So now there should be
You're way out of
a
order.
whole block like this, and I'm giving this back to Scotty.
You're way out of order.
And I'm going to grab the yellow stack now and add the sides to that, and he's going to press all those. And you can see it goes pretty quick.
That's a cute little block. Here guys, want to see that one? We'll put that one next to this one. You see that in the camera?
I don't know if they can see it in the
Yes,
camera.
they can.
Oh, okay.
It's not super close up and clear, but they can see. It ain't my cup of tea block, but it's cute. St. Patty's Day-ish or even Easter-ish.
Yeah, this actually reminds me more of Easter. All this fabric with butterflies.
Wow.
Easter or spring.
Oh, it doesn't look clear on that block at all. In the camera, you look clear. Wow.
That's because it's a striped fabric, which always look blurry on screen. Around, go the opposite direction. Again, you can take them apart or you can leave them together. I don't care. I'm just doing whatever. Different every time. Never do anything the same. Always change it up.
Okay, what's everybody talking about? Kathy from Kathy's Quilts is gonna have to learn to walk all over again? What happened?
She lost. She had to have her leg amputated the other day.
Oh, that's sad.
I don't
She
know.
in an accident?
No, a blood clot or something. I don't know the whole story. Who's talking about it?
Everybody.
I
I'm
talked
not-
to
I'm
Jen
not
on
reading
Mom
much
and
of
Pop the other day, but
I skip over most of the try and keep up with quilting stuff, but everyone's talking about it.
so if you guys can just say your prayers if you do, or give some good juju or some good vibes to Kathy and her healing, that would be awesome.
Sean, it is leg amputated. It's a long road for recovery, but it can be done. My buddy lost his leg in a motorcycle accident.
My friend Mouse lost his leg in a motorcycle accident.
Mm-hmm. So Ann wants to know if you long arm in the summer.
Yes, I do. Now I do because my long arm is in the house. So I used to not. It used to just be a winter thing only.
Hi, Kimberly. See, now you're going back to little ones. You're throwing me all off.
I'm throwing me all off. Trying to do this.
I like organization.
I definitely don't like sewing them that way. I keep wanting to, but I can't see my bottom seam. And it's hard to line up those pink edges. Alright, is everybody, since there's more people here now, anybody sewing? Still sewing?
Yes, Iron Man is ironing, man. I don't have my shirt on today, though. I traced some tags on here. I can fill it off.
Probably it's too hot to wear that one anyway.
It's too hot to wear any shirt.
If you
I
want.
can't get on here naked. So. It's too hot to wear any clothes.
Alright.
See, that's the other one I know, HST's half part-time.
Yep.
See, I know two of them. Odunk is sewing scrappy green camp quilt for her husband.
Okay, I gotta pop a new bobbin in.
Teresa is sitting watching you and having a cup of tea. Oh, and Gia's machine went for her first checkup. She won't be sewing for anymore.
Really? A whole month to get a machine fixed or checked on or cleaned or anything like that? That's a long time.
Hey, your handlebars were quicker than that, huh?
By the way, with my handlebars, if anybody was curious, they just had to send me a whole new unit because they'd most likely plugged the unit that I sent back, the ones that I had, in after I told them it stopped working. It won't turn on. And I did all the diagnostics. They still had to send me a whole brand new unit. So it's technically my third screen and handlebars. But again, I have a different model than most people buy because I upgraded, but I didn't get computerized. So I have the in between the basic and the computerized, you know, because, well, I wanted that, so. Yeah, so I have screen issues that nobody else with the King Quilter has. And handlebar issues, because obviously the screen and handlebar are all, you know, one unit. Alright, there's those for him. Now we're on these. See how fast this goes? I literally am almost done. Pretty quick once you start. So just sew a smidge, line it up or line it up, then sew. Like this. Again, I don't have the same amount of every block. There'll be 40 blocks altogether, so when I go to put the quilt together, I'll probably have 2 left over. Or 4 left over, I mean. Something like that. 4, because I'll do a 35 across by 6 down is 36, right? I mean 35?
Yeah.
Sorry. I'll
So
do
you'll
a 5
have
by
5
6,
left
so I'll
over?
have 5 blocks left over. No, I could do 5 across by 7 down, and then I use all 40, right? 5 by 7 is 40?
5 times 8 is 40, my love.
Oh, that's
5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 6 is 30.
So I'll do 5 across by 7 down. See, I can't do math, guys. I'm pretty sure some of you are laughing at me. I can't do math, not even times. I know 5 times 2 is 10. Everything else, I don't know.
6 by 7 is 42 if you make 2 extra.
Huh? 6 across by 7 down?
It's 42 if you make 2 extra blocks.
I don't. I was going to use that as like bordering. We'll figure it out.
6 times 6 is 36.
I'm not making a square quilt. I don't like a square.
I don't either, but I'm just giving you
I
numbers.
can make a square quilt. We could make a square quilt. How about that? We'll make a square quilt.
We're not keeping it.
It's just going to be a lap size anyway, so.
It's going to be one we're either going to sell or give away as a freebie eventually for a prize or something. Oh, it's okay, Heather. Don't worry about it.
What?
Heather's trying to give us a donation, but she says her computer's real slow.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Yes, that's what I was saying. Don't worry about it. You give too much.
you all just being here with me.
Oh, and Kathleen says, by the way, I love the haircut.
Thank you.
Want to show them your nails too?
I got purple nails.
Get up to the camera and show them.
I have purple nails. It's really hard to tell that they're purple, but they're purple. If that's looks black over there, you can see it's.
It does look black on here, yes.
See, that's why I don't want to come up to the camera and show. They're purple.
Oh, well.
And I did. Ugh, my toes are almost the same color. See that? I painted my own toes,
Yeah.
and they're almost the same color. They're like a
There's
shade.
the piggy toes.
They're a shade different. But those I did myself. My nails I get done at the salon. Because they're my real nails. And I get an acrylic overlay. So that I don't, because my real nails are so thin. And they just are brittle and break and tear off so easily. That I just, because I'm always on camera and stuff, I figure might as well get the overlay. And just get my nails painted so they look pretty for being on camera. My toes are never on camera, but I always like my toes painted, whether my fingers are painted or not. I always have my toes painted. And I do those myself. Of these, and then
Suburban says I set my acrylics on fire by accident.
What?
LOL.
How do you do that? Oh, good.
I don't either, but she did it.
Mine I got gel polish, and I don't know if it's flammable or not, because, well, I'm not going to set my finger on fire, but I do know that it's fingernail polish remover does not remove gel polish, because I did my toes the other day and I got some on my toe and I just got fingernail polish on a cotton ball and wiped it and it got all over my thumb and it didn't take my nail polish off. So I guess gel polish is good.
Gia says she has the same nail problem. Get acrylic with gel polish on top.
Yeah.
Kathleen says ditto to.
It just
When
makes
she had
it
hip surgery,
easier.
now she can't bend over to her toes. She said it's a good thing she didn't.
I
do
don't
that
bend
before.
over to my toes. I bring my toes up to me.
Yeah.
I can't bend over and reach them. I can
Good
bring them
night,
to me.
Joy. I get
Alright.
up at the same time, so I do understand. Good night.
All right.
Yep, I can do a close-up of the fabrics. Hold on. Well, not really. If I unplug all this stuff, I don't know what'll happen. So I don't know if I can get a close-up of the fabric. So
What
I can
you
bring the
can
fabrics
do-
up here.
What you can do is
I can-
hold
I can
all
bring them all
these.
up here. Yeah, I can bring them up here. Go away. I didn't want to break my iron in anyway. Bring them up here. You guys can see them all. I'm going to do one at a time. See, that one has the cool butterflies in it.
Again, it was, now I forgot. It was from Tuesday morning, and this one's called the 40-piece fabric strips spring.
That one's yellow. Here's the green I keep talking about. That makes it look very St. Patty's Day. Here's the other butterflies. This one's a little much, actually, like the first one has butterflies and flowers. It's not as full on. And this is the one that makes it look blurry. There you go. Was that good?
All the fabrics. My son bought it for me, so. Not something I would have normally picked out for myself, because, especially with a jelly roll with only 5 strips, but Tuesday morning is doing that. Because when we went to Tuesday morning up in Prescott, they had the same as here, and it was just 5 color jelly rolls. So I don't know what the thing is. I prefer a jelly roll that has, 40 to 42 strips with, 20 to 22, 21 different colors in it.
Pretty good, honey. She set them on fire at the gun range, rapid fire.
See what?
At the slide on her 9mm. Remember she set
Okay.
hers on fire? That's pretty good, because you like firing too.
Yeah.
And they even had a flame and everything.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. I haven't gone shooting in a while, so I wouldn't know if I could catch mine on fire or not, or if they would with the 9mm. I don't know how it would do it, but...
Just says fabric porn. Yeah. Thank you, Heather. Heather got it sent.
Oh, thank you. Just in case anybody is curious, if you ever want to donate to my channel, in the description below every single video, there is a link to my PayPal and there is a link to the GoFundMe, which I never closed. It's just, it's always been there from my last fundraiser like 3 years ago. We just keep the account active because some of my clients don't pay with cash or they don't pay with whatever. They just say, oh, do you have a different form? And oh, I don't like using that site, so they'll use the GoFundMe and just pay me on there, and or they'll use PayPal. So those are my two things with the donate.
Or you can just send fabric. Tiff likes everybody's scraps. Leftovers and whatnot. And postcards. She loves your guys' postcards.
Yes, I love postcards, as you can tell by my wall.
Yep. Well, it's straight too low. I'm gonna have to up it. What's a little bit? There's all the postcards. Look at them all. Lots and lots of postcards. Okay, now we'll go back down to look at fabric.
Yes, I like postcards. Don't know why, I just do. When I was young, family members used to send me postcards because they would travel. My family, my, immediate family, mom, dad, sister, brother, and me, did not travel. My other family, non-immediate, which is my mom's family, my dad's family, my cousins and everybody, and whatever, they all traveled, so they all sent me postcards. So as I grew up, I was obsessed with postcards. Don't know why. I don't collect them or anything, I just like when people send them to me. Like family and stuff. Like, oh, you're going to where? Send me a postcard. You know what I mean?
You're not the only family that never traveled.
Alright.
Oh, look at that, Teresa. People are talking about your videos. You gotta get on there. Get some quilting done.
Alright, those are done.
We're talking about you now.
I literally only have 2 more sets to put together, so I'm gonna... How long have I been on?
We're not having that conversation.
I don't know how long it's been.
Well, how long ago did we have the conversation that it was 2 hours?
Oh, I don't know. Alright, I'm just
How
gonna put
often
these...
do you have the conversation that we're not gonna go over 2 hours? That we're gonna have before that. We already had this argument.
I'm gonna put this one so they can at least see the yellow, and then I'm gonna do one of the other ones so they can see that, and then I will resume next Sunday.
Finish it now. You already went this far. I tried to stop you before you went this far. You got 97 people on. You started going to bed how long ago, but you're still going, so just get it done.
So you want me to continue then? Fine, I'll continue.
My point was you don't listen to it, so what does it matter? You do
I
what
try
you're
not
gonna
to
do.
go over 2 hours because nobody likes a 2-hour or more replay. Do you guys like a 2-hour or more replay if you don't catch the live and you're watching the replay? Does it bother you that it's 2 hours or more? Because I've been trying to like keep things at 2 hours or less. It's really hard to sometimes though.
Get mad at me when I point out the stuff, so that's on you. Where am I stacking the next pile? Up there? We'll go up there. Do you need that ruler anymore?
Nope.
Okay. Dan says I watched them all the way. DJ says no bother. Kimberly says it doesn't bother me. Paula says it doesn't bother me. So see?
I always thought it was like, I used to get comments and emails, your videos are too long.
That's what Justin says all the time.
And a lot of people used to say your videos are too long, maybe more would watch them if they were shorter.
It's the only thing you don't listen about with him, because whatever he says, you listen to. That's the only thing you
I hope it doesn't bother you guys. But I'm still not going to put the quilt together in this video. I'm just going to get these blocks complete.
Hi, Sherry. Did we ever figure out if her name is Sherry or Cherie or
Cherie.
however you say it, Cherie?
I'm pretty sure we asked. You say it Cherry no matter if I corrected you and say Cherie every time.
Yeah, but she's never told us. You corrected me on Virgie's name, and I was going to say, do we know her name?
That's pretty sure it's Cherie.
Oh, that's nice, Judy. Judy says, no, Tiffany, you're teaching a lot, and it's worth watching no matter how long it is. So see, there you go.
Awesome sauce. Just trying to get things done. And if I need 2 hours to make 40 blocks, so be it.
You were at 2 hours a while ago.
Huh?
So, you were at 2 hours a while ago.
Oh.
Remember the first argument we had?
No idea.
You need more than 2 hours.
According to my phone, it's only been 2 hours and 14 minutes. This yellow print actually has butterflies in it too.
The Podunk says keep going. She's still watching and listening. There you go.
Did you hear me about the yellow?
Lisa says you can't please everyone.
No.
Linda, hi Linda. Linda says when I miss a live, I enjoy the replay following along with this.
Good.
Dia says her favorite is the FMQ videos, your free motion quilt ones.
All my long arm videos.
So did you see the one yesterday, Gia? That one was really
Yes,
cool.
She saw it. She commented on it.
Oh, okay then. Hey, one at a time. How you
Alright.
doing this one? Keep that one over there.
Oh, this one needs to be pressed too.
Keep that one over there. These ones take up more room. One at a time. One at a time.
Alright. Last colorway. Sit down.
Diane says I like to play the long ones while I'm filming.
Awesome. I'm glad that you guys all are okay with it. I watched I watch videos that are like, well, I gotta think. There's some that are like 3.5. Some have been 4 hours. I've watched Mom and Pop's replays of the 12-hour live stream, but I've had to pause it and then come back later when I wasn't busy and then come back.
12 hours, that's like a whole day.
There's another channel that I watch that has done 12-hour live streams.
It's hard to get 12 hours straight to just
Yeah.
watch something. That's
But
okay.
typically I could sit like 2.5 hours at a time and then end up like doing something with Scott or whatever, like around the house or quilting or something. I cannot watch videos while long arm quilting. I've tried. It's hard. I always mess up. Always. So I try to stay away from that kind of stuff. I also don't like video chat very often with friends if I'm long arm quilting because I definitely mess up there too.
Oh, the yellow presses. Some of the fabrics, they seem like thick, like the iron doesn't want to slide over it.
They're all the same fabric too, which is funny.
The ones with the print on it, these two, the iron doesn't want to, it's like something sticky on it.
There's print on this though. Okay, see, it's all butterflies.
Okay, but are you listening to me? The
Yeah.
solid, more solid ones, the all green and the all yellow, look good. This one and this one, and then this one I don't remember.
So since I only used 12 1.5-inch strips from my 1 yard of fabric, I should have plenty left to cut more 1.5-inch strips for sashing. Which is actually perfect. So 1 yard and 1 jelly roll will get a pretty good sized little quilt.
Hey, Joyce says she watches it all the way if she misses the live.
Sorry, got stretched myself.
If you watch the whole thing back in the live, then you get all the commercials too. That's the thing that sucks. As much as we hate commercials, I gotta put them in there.
Alright, this is the last of it. And then
I had a genius idea about a month or so ago. Going back to Tiff's old videos. Those of you that go back and binge watch her old videos of taking the commercials out. But do you know how hard that is? I gotta go through each and every single one. So I haven't done it yet. It wasn't a genius idea I had. I'm not a big computer guy.
and I can't sit on the computer. Yesterday I struggled. That video that I posted yesterday, just know that I posted it 4 times. I just don't upload public right away. I learned my lesson because then I if I have to remove it, then like 5 people will get to watch it, and then I remove it and they're like, where'd the video go? Or it would disappear while they're watching it. So yesterday I made that video and it had music in it, and it's free music from online from a website that a lot of YouTubers use. And so I made it with music. It turned out really nice. I liked how the video came out. I uploaded it, and about 3 minutes before Scott was going to come in here, you know, and do the commercially part, 3 minutes later I get a Gmail that says I have a copyright claim. So I read down, it said the name of the song that was in it. I'm like, it's from a free site, whatever, I'll just deal with it. I went back to that video. I deleted it from YouTube, went back to my original, deleted the song, put in a different song, which takes a few minutes to do. You know, I have to edit the whole thing, and then it has to download the save and blah, 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 the new version. I post it. 3 minutes later, another Gmail after I had uploaded it. The Gmail says a different name of a different song that's in there. So I removed that. I did the whole edit, deleted it from YouTube, went back, edited the whole thing again, and put in a different song. Did it one more time, uploaded it, and it gave me one more time. It was a copyright claim. seriously, on a free website, and I post and share just like the website says to do for YouTubers. It says to put the name of the website that I'm getting my free tunes from on there. I did that. It says it. There's a link. You can click on it, and it takes you right to that website to get free YouTubeable music. So I deleted it from YouTube, went back. I just got rid of all the music. Screw it. I'm not going to deal with copyright claims no more, because that means I don't make money on my own video from free music. That means that company takes all the money from that I would make from my video for their free music. Like, seriously? So, and I don't edit from a computer to use YouTube Studio because I can't sit in front of a computer screen that long, or else I could edit from the computer and use YouTube Studio and then put in YouTube's approved YouTube music. You know how long that would take me to do? Because I'm so used to one program trying to use another one, YouTube Studio. It would drive me insane. So yeah, that was the fourth and final time I uploaded it yesterday, was that video that you guys saw. Crazy, right?
Sorry for your loss, Cherry. Those of you guys that don't get commercials, I believe it's because you have the YouTube Plus plan. I think that costs more money, Marlo.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. I'm sure the people on there that say that they don't get them can tell you that.
Yeah, but I still get a percentage of YouTube Plus members.
And Kathleen wants to know, since you haven't been doing the insomniac, the quilting thing, does that mean you're sleeping more? No, she's not sleeping, Kathleen.
Not sleeping,
Sorry.
can't sew. Scott's bed now, instead of being on the farthest wall of the living room where the long arm is now on the wall directly connected to this room. So whether I put soundproof crap in front of the door and have all this junk on this wall, he still feels the sewing machine on that wall where he sleeps. So now I can't
You can cut
sew.
and do all that other stuff
I
that
can
you
cut
did
and
to get
stuff,
this
but
ready.
it's impossible. I would rather sew.
You can do all kinds of other stuff.
But I don't want to. I would rather do a whole project in the middle of the night. I also miss working on making videos in the middle of the night because I used to
You can do all
create.
kinds of ironing.
My
with all your
creativity
stuff.
comes to me in the middle of the night. It does not come to me at 9 a.m. and 8 a.m. and 7 a.m. when I've been up lately. It just doesn't happen. I'm not creative. I don't want to sew. I'm just too exhausted from not sleeping all night that I don't want to do anything. So after my afternoon nap is when I come in here and work for a little while. So my hours in here have become a little bit less. Actually, a lot of it less. But I have no other choice. Unless I switched rooms completely with Cyrus right now. Which would be hard, because that would put me further down the hall and make it even more easier to be quiet, because he has a long hallway to get into the room. But all this won't fit in that room because that one's skinnier than this one.
That one's going to be your fabric room either way.
Yeah, but it's not going to be for sewing. This was going to be the filming room. But this could be the fabric room and that could be the filming room. Alright, so I have now made all of my blocks. So I have, let's see how many of each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yeah, Tip's mom does
7.
the ad-free thing. I think they call it YouTube Plus or something.
I have 8 of those. And then we have this one, you guys can't tell, but the yellow fabric does have white butterflies in it. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see that if I held it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yes, I heard of
7,
the Princess and the
and
Pea.
8
At
of
least the
those.
Disney version with Mickey and Minnie.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those. One of these is short, so because it wouldn't equal if it wasn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
I'm a very light sleeper.
6,
I wake up for
7,
everything and anything.
8 of those as well. And
Tiff was walking
1.
around with a flashlight last night looking for the cat, and she woke me up because I saw the light, even though she wasn't shining it on me.
8. Oh, looks like I have 8 of each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I do have 8
There's
of each.
only 3 here.
I just counted all those and this.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I didn't know you had one over there.
Okay.
I didn't see how you were getting 8. Sorry.
So next Sunday, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay these out. I'm also going to cut from the last of my yardage. So let's see how much I used. I used a half a yard probably. I used 1 2, 3. I used almost, like, I don't even know if that's 3/4 of a yard. Just assume that 1 full yard is going to make this whole project. So get 1 yard. Maybe 1 1/4 if you want to do a border with your accent color. I'm going to cut 1 1/2 inch strips from this, quite a few more, and then I'll be able to sash these after I lay them out. And then all these leftover pieces, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew all these together into a strip unit, a 5-piece strip unit, over and over and over again, and then subcut them, and then I'll have a border. I'll put 1 border of this, the background or accent color, all the way around as a 1 1/2 inch strip, and then I'll use these pieced to go the rest of the way around. So hopefully it should be plenty of pieces to go all the way around, because I don't think it's going to be very, very big. Let's automatically assume.
Let's see.
6, I think we're going to do across, right? You said 6 by 7?
Are you going to make 42 pieces then?
Oh,
You said you
no.
only have 40. How many pieces do you have?
8 times 5.
Okay, that's 40.
Yeah.
See you later, Jill.
So that would be, let's say, 6. We're going to do 6 across by 6 down. We're going to make this completely square. So 6. Oh no, 8 times 8 equals. So it's going to be about 50 inches by 50 inches. And then add 2 more borders. So it's going to come out like 50.
There's really 8 of each of these?
Mm-hmm. It's going to come out like 54 or 55 by 55, somewhere around there, 54, 55-ish, and a complete square with this and those going on all the way around, because I'm going to make strip units and then subcut into strings and then just border the whole entire thing with it. So it should work out perfect, because these are 8 1/2 inch blocks, but obviously that's unfinished. So next Sunday we'll come back and continue with laying them out, sashing them, or I'll probably lay out before then so I know which way they're going to lay, and then sash them, and the rest of all this should hopefully go all the way around, and then these will go all the way around, finishing it off as a final border.
How big are your blocks? Are they 8 1/2 inches?
8 1/2 inches.
Okay.
So again, the center square is a 2 1/2 inch square from the jelly roll. What you're cutting from the jelly roll is 1 2 1/2 inch square, 2 4 1/2 inch rectangles, and 2 8 1/2 inch rectangles. From the background, it's a 1 1/2 inch strip. I'm only using 1 yard of fabric for this whole project. So I've so far used 12 1 1/2 inch strips to cut 2 2 1/2 inch by 1 1/2 inch and 2 4 1/2 inch by 1 1/2 inch pieces to go all the way around for that. So I think 4 or 5 of those were used for the 2 1/2 and the rest were used towards the 4 1/2. You'd have to watch this whole video from the beginning to end to figure out how many I did actually cut. So I cut 12 pieces, I just didn't know how many for what, because I don't remember that, because I never remember things till later, and then I'll remember. Alright, so that's it. So for now I'm going to get off of here, and next week we'll come back on Sunday and put everything together and piece those strip units and so on and so forth and subcut and blah 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 blah.
You guys do know just because our Tuesday morning had it doesn't mean every Tuesday morning will.
Yeah.
Our Tuesday mornings always so up and down. Sometimes they have no fabric at all, sometimes they have a lot, and we never see the same fabrics twice.
No, and when we do see it, the same fabrics twice, it's because we actually went to the 99-cent store twice that week. So yeah, it's rare. All right, let me show you guys the quilt that I made.
Oh yeah, they
Earlier
were asking about
today.
That. I'm sorry, mind your way. Do you need me to move? I can move.
So it was an Angela Walters kit. I forgot what it's called. What is it called? It's a kit called Mosaic.
That's a nice name.
Yeah, it's called Mosaic. And I only technically had to make 3 blocks. Making sure I'm holding it correctly. So, is the camera seeing all this?
Hold on. Well, I guess I could look at this camera. As much as it can see.
And
I hate moving it.
it has a 3rd row.
Do you want me to hold it up? Should I hold it up for you?
Or you can move the camera.
I did move the camera. I'm saying, do you want me to hold it up so it doesn't hurt you?
There we go. Is that better, having it up like that?
Not really, no, but okay.
It's not going to stay. We'll make it easy on myself. There we go. And you can just adjust the camera so they can see a little bit.
No, I can't see the whole thing at once. I told you that. I can move the camera up and down. I can't see the whole thing in one shot.
That's what I made earlier on the Zoom call with Becca
I like
and a friend.
put it down and let them peek your head out. That was cute. Oh, there she is! That was cute.
Alright. So that's what I made today.
There's the postcards.
It came with the panel pieces that had to be cut, but the panel was not straight. Let me tell you. The panel pieces, and then it had all the fabric to do these blocks on all 3, and then again, what I'm going to try to find is this brown chocolate, Kona cotton chocolate, so that I can go the rest of the way, all the way around it, and make it look more uniform. I like uniform style quilts. The kit also came with the binding fabric, so if I did add this chocolate color, I don't think I'll have enough binding to go all the way around, but that's okay because I can take from my scraps and just add what I can, you know, to the extra batting that I need, or binding that I would need. My husband's pretzel containers work perfect for scraps.
Darn right.
So yeah, that's what I made today.
I got you another one out
Again,
there
I
too. Did we
just
bring
want
it
to
in
get
here?
that brown so that I can go the rest of the way around, because I really don't want to just throw it on the long arm like this. I think I want it to be more.
Did we bring the other container in here? Or is it still out there?
That's the one from earlier.
Oh, so that is the one?
Yep.
Okay.
So there's that. So far today I'm on my 2nd quilt. I know, Speedy Gonzalez.
Yeah, they were saying that earlier that you're so fast. I didn't get to read that though because I was ironing or doing something else.
Alright, so that's done.
But they're saying I think the borders will make it. I agree with
Yeah.
the border.
I don't know why it didn't come with border fabric or more of the brown to go the rest of the way around. It could have been one of Angela Walters' Free Motion Quilting Challenge panels, you know, where you can build the panel and kit and then just practice your free motion quilting. It could have been something like that. I don't remember that panel or kit being part of those, but because I've done a lot of her free motion quilting challenges, I do it from the long arm, not sit down. In the beginning I did sit down, but I never seen that one. I've seen a lot, just like Natalia Bonner has some too. She has panels, or you can piece the blocks and there's a book with instructions. I don't know. Some people have things I've not seen yet.
Becca was on the Zoom today too, right?
Yes.
How's she doing? I didn't talk
She's
to her.
good. She was fine. She was sewing star blocks, I think. She was on vacation. And then, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go now. Thank you guys for hanging out. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new, because that really helps me out. Don't forget to like my videos and share them with your quilty friends so other people can see them, because I'm at like 3,280 or something like that subscribers.
That's pretty good. Wow.
So
Holy
it's
cow.
doing pretty good. Yeah. That's it. That's all I got for you today. This project itself will continue next Sunday. So whatever date next Sunday is, at 5 p.m. I will be on, and this is what I will be doing. Anything else in between is either long arm, or I really have long arm jobs to do, so I need to do...
Hopefully a quilt show.
I have to do stuff on the long arm. So anyway, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys all for hanging out, and I'll see you guys when I see you guys, or next Sunday. Bye.
Good night.